dances, movies, book readings, cooking demonstrations. We had to bring all that online. And now we have a program called En Casa con la Plaza that is demonstrations, presentations, conversations, and performances about a whole wide range of the Latino community.
What's good, fam? It's me, Melany Moves, and as you know, I'm the host of Blacktinidad on LATV. Today, I'm so excited. One of my favorite pastimes pre-COVID was going to the museum, and all the museums are closed. But today, I get to interview someone who has an exciting exhibit coming up, and his name is Abelardo de la Peña. Abelardo, ¿cómo tú estás?
Yo estoy muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Bien, 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 like maravillosa.
Yeah, maravillosa. That's one of my favorite new expressions. Maravillosa.
Maravillosa. So let's start the interview with just, introducing yourself. Maybe give us a little background about what you do, who you are, how you grew up, and so on and so forth before we start talking about the exhibit that's coming up.
Sure. My name is Abelardo de la Peña Jr. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at la Plaza de Cultura y Artes. And it is a museum and it is a cultural center located in downtown LA, right across from Olivera Street on Main Street. We've been, this is our 10th year. We're still in museum years. It's pretty young, but we have a fabulous exhibit that I want to talk to you about. A little bit of my background. I'm an original Angelino, born and raised in Southern California. Grew up in the Harbor area here in Wilmington. When I was growing up, very diverse, upbringing in the neighborhood. So we had pretty much all cultures. And so, yeah, I'm proud that we're the first museum that has an exhibit of its kind that will on Afro-Latinos.
Ooh, okay. So let's talk about the exhibit now. What's the name of the exhibit and why did you start the exhibit? And what can we expect from the exhibit?
Sure. It's called Afro-Latinidad, Mi Casa, My City. It's and in fact, it's been open right before the pandemic, 3 weeks before the close down. We barely had opened the exhibit with a beautiful reception, and then we had to close the museum. So the museum has been closed ever since. However, we do have things online that people could still enjoy and experience. It's about representing a culture that is little known in our community. We know, of course, African Americans, we know Latinos, but there are thousands of Afro-Latinos, if not more, in Southern California, and they've been part of the Latino culture forever. Because of the mixture of course, the enslaved that came into Latin America, not just the United States, but throughout Latino America. And so there was a population of Afro-Latinos from way back when. So we give the history, but then we also try to represent what an Afro-Latino community and household is like now. And that's what we've done at La Plaza.
Nice. So is there any specificity in terms of region of Afro-Latino? Because obviously, and this is what the show Blacktinidad is about, there are Afro-Latinos in all parts of Latin America, right? Even I find people don't know that there are like Afro-Latinos who are Mexican when there's like a very large population of Afro-Latinos who are Mexican as well. Is there any region that you guys focus on? Because we're in LA and obviously the demographic of the Latinos in LA is different from maybe like the demographic in New York City. So talk about the specificity in that and how maybe that might change, what the culture is like in terms of Afro-Latinidad on this side of the country versus Afro-Latinidad, maybe like on the East Coast where you might find more Caribeños who are Afro-Latino.
Exactly. There's such a great diversity within Afro-Latinos. Of course, we know in Brazil, in Central American countries, in pretty much all regions, the Peruanos, Afro-Peruanos, they have vibrant communities that are pretty much more integrated than they have been here. And like you say, in LA, it has been different than say in Miami or in Nueva York. Here we have a more diverse population of Afro-Latinos in that we get a lot of immigrants, people coming in from Colombia, from Veracruz, from Panama. Cubanos. And then we have those that came already as Afro-Latinos for all intents and purposes. And then also the mixture of Latinos families getting together with African-American families and starting Afro-Latino families and communities of their own. Afro-Mexicanos. I have two grandbabies that are Afro-Latina.
Oh, so cute.
So yeah, it's been part of our culture, but again, it's not as well known, and that's what the exhibit is about. Mm-hmm. But given a historical perspective, like we show a timeline when you first walk in that shows from the 1500s up to now with text and photographs, just showing the timeline of the migration, both from Africa to the Americas, and then going from there with historical touch points. But then also we make it more personal in that the exhibit is designed as a person's home. Mm. So that you'll get a taste of what the diversity of our community, the Afro-Latino community in LA, mm-hmm. but within different households. So we have muñecas from Cuba. We have a cajon from Peru, cookbooks, lots of photographs. The photograph I showed you, it's in the exhibit. And we asked, and all of the exhibit is composed of objects, photographs, jewelry that is from the community, because we did a call out to the community here in LA, letting them know about this exhibit, and then asking them to contribute or to share these objects and paintings and artwork and music. We have a soundtrack. We got stations where you could hear music, videos of people singing. It's an incredible exhibit, and you could see it online.
Was it difficult changing from having a hard location into like a virtual experience? What was that experience like, adjusting to life post COVID-19?
Sure, we've had to. There's been adjustments from the very beginning. The week of the closure, we were going to have a reception for another gallery. We have two temporary galleries and another gallery with other artwork. We couldn't hold the reception, so we did a live viewing via Facebook. We did a Facebook Live of the curators giving a tour of the exhibit. We have 80 programs plus per year: dances, movies, book readings, cooking demonstrations. We had to bring all that online. And now we have a program called En Casa con la Plaza that is demonstrations, presentations, conversations, and performances about a whole wide range of the Latino community here in Los Angeles. So we've had musicians come on, we've had art demos, cooking demonstrations. Yeah, and so that's been a big adjustment. With the exhibits, we were able to purchase a 3D camera that you could actually go online, either on your computer, your laptop, your tablet, or even your phone, and take a walking tour through Afro-Latinidad, Mi Casa, My City, and then also our other exhibit, Carlos Almaraz, Evolution of Form. And you do walkthroughs, and you'll zoom in on the text, and you could read the text. You could click on some buttons that actually videos pop up. So it's nice. Not as cool as walking through the exhibit space itself, but it gives you the opportunity, people who are at home, to experience it as much as they can.
I think it's just as cool, to be quite honest, like still having the opportunity to present your exhibit to the world. And actually, it might even open up the opportunity for even more people to see the exhibit than if you were just, excluding everything to like the hard location. So I think that's super exciting. I think the knowledge and at least people opening their eyes to the experience of Afro-Latinidad is something that's so necessary. I find we are now just starting to tip the iceberg in terms of people becoming more aware of a culture outside of what people deem as what is like normally Latino. Like there is no norm within Latinidad. There's such a wide spectrum of people, colors, backgrounds, foods, music, so on and so forth. So I think it's great that you're doing that, especially here in America where, you know, Black and brown people, we pretty much have very similar struggles. And our struggle is very similar because our histories are similar. We all come from the African diaspora. So I think it's such an amazing thing to be offering this virtually to anyone who's willing to open their eyes and learn.
I totally agree. And that's, you know, we celebrate, of course, Afro-Latinidad, but we also do show the struggle. And in fact, through our programming, people talk about the exhibit itself. And when, in putting it together, we work with Afro-Latinos in the community, including one of the leaders of the BLM movement here in LA. And she came on in one of our En Casa con la Plaza programs, La Mikia Castillo. And she really told of her struggle and how she got involved with social activism. And this is, hopefully will spark that dialogue, both in understanding that it's a mix of cultures and it's also a singular culture. But within the singular culture, of course, you have Dominicanos and Afro-Mexicans, Afro-Mexicanos. Boricuas, exactly, Cubanos. So, and we try to, you know, within the small space, that relatively small space that we have, we try to give that representation, but also give people an opportunity to learn more.
Nice.
It's as easy as getting to lapca.org or laplazala.org and clicking on exhibits, Afro-Latinidad, and you'll have that experience.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I am a little jealous because I actually do miss going to the museum. It's literally one of the things me and my friends do. Like, oh, let's just go to the museum. Let's see what exhibit is up. I love that exhibit. It looks like it's so interesting. I'm definitely going to take some time out this week and check it out. And you should too. So everyone give the website again.
It's lapca.org. We're also real strong on social media. We have a pretty active Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube and Twitter. We're at La Plaza LA.
Across the board.
Yes. Later on this month, we have Nadia Calmet. She's an Afro-Peruano educator and a dancer and a singer. So she's going to be on and talk about Afro-Peruano culture in LA. That's more specific, you know, but also an incredible culture and very active community here in Los Angeles and Southern California.
Yes, I think that's so great. Thank you again.
Well,
I appreciate you taking time out today to speak to us here at LATV so we can continue to educate the masses on the very, very many different colors and spectrums and flavors that we have in Latino America.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.